My name is Kim Ji-min. I'm taking Seoul International University's International Summer Institute Financial Management. This is about my final report, and I put my final report title as Finance Renaissance. And the topic is about finance and internet technology, which is called FinTech. The reason that I put as a title as Finance Renaissance is that Renaissance means revolution, and I think that FinTech is a revolutionary part in the finance. The internet bubble, or so-called dot-com bubble, was first started in 1997. At that time, people started to invest in internet technology companies due to the significant development of internet technology. This was one of the main event in financial event, for there wasn't any history of people investing in special technology aspect firm. Soon, in 2000 or 2001, internet bubble burst and crashed the value of internet technology firms. There is still some assumption of the reason that internet bubble was formed and burst. Some experts think that it happened due to internet firms' heavy borrowing, or some experts think that it occurred because people only focus on other people's financial movement and information rather than their own. There is also other assumption that as technology develops, people get more accurate information and people realize that their internet firm stock is not worth enough. Even though many experts have different assumptions about the exact reasons, they all agree that internet bubble was one of the crucial steps of combination of finance and internet technology. This report will establish points about combination of finance and internet technology. It will discuss the credit rating of digital assets, value of commerce in financial market, value of distributed ledger technology in finance market, how Fed used distributed ledger technology, and current situation of Korea's electronic finance. To start with, the digital asset. The digital assets, unlike normal financial asset, is anything that has a form of digitalized format with rights, especially right to use. Therefore, digital assets are in the form of Word document, Excel spreadsheet, video, audio format, and many other formats. Today, the format of digital assets has various formats and keep been inventing and combined with each other as the technology develops. The part that's about credit rating of digital assets, if it has been securitized or transformed into the form of a bond, I will use the structured finance credit rating criteria, for it is the most complicated finance form. The basic concept of higher credit rate means that there is less likely the company would default, which means the risk is less. The credit rating agencies give high credit rating if they are confident about estimating the risk, and when there are diversifiable and highly systematic structured finance systems, they give high credit rating. In the highly systematic structured finance bond, the senior the bond is, the higher the credit rating becomes. Senior bonds are considered more risk-free than junior bonds because senior bonds normally take away the leftover of junior firm's loan after junior firm defaults and try to repay loan as much as they could. Therefore, the junior bond that get reapplied securitization from the first round tend to have higher credit rating, for it is more likely to function similar to senior bond and shows that it has highly systematized structural finance. In addition, the larger number of portfolio has high credit rating because its default rate is very low. Portfolio is a combination of the part of different firms' bonds. So, it is hard to get various companies all get default instantly, unless there is an international crisis. The bond gets average rating when the expected portfolio loss equals the mean expected loss on security. The standard of average rating and high rating in letter is that BBB minus above means that the risk is moderate, and BB plus below means that it is less likely default. In the aspect that credit rating agency gives higher rating if the bond is diversifiable and highly systemized structured finance with large number of portfolio, the digital bond will have high rate. The digital asset is anything that it is in digital format with rights. This means these days there is nothing can be done with single digital asset. To make one project or product, there has to have the combination of various digital assets, which means it has to be diversified in large amount. Also, because digital assets have the concept of high information, it is highly systematic. In the aspect of reapplying securitization of the first round junior bond and the senior bond getting higher credit rating, the digital bond can also get higher credit rate. Digital assets continuously make new firm or digital assets, so if the digital assets become securitized, it means reapplying securitization because the new digital bond can be related to the original digital asset. Therefore, the original assets could get higher rating with reapplication and becoming senior. However, in the aspect that credit rating agency gives higher credit when they are confident about the estimation, the digital assets will get low credit rating. The reason is that people cannot predict which kind of digital assets will come out, so it is unpredictable. It will make credit rating agency become less confident. Therefore, the paper assumes that if digital assets become bond, the bond will not get high credit, but also not low credit. It assumes that the bond would get moderate rating about BBB minus. About the category of internet technology developed finance, I will first point out e-commerce. E-commerce is a buying or selling transaction in online. This represents transaction costs and management costs, which affects firm capabilities and resources of technology infrastructure and human skills. This characteristic of e-commerce made firm to become competitive. E-commerce gave advantage to the sharing of business information, maintaining business relationship, conducting business transaction, and the distribution of information. This distribution of business information and transaction has made a financial market, especially financial sector. The financial sectors were always intermediates in giving information of bond and selling bond to customers. However, as e-commerce arise, the intermediaries' roles has been reduced, and from the development of technology, the financial intermediaries without technology does not become efficient. For example, there was research about compared 4 banks. 2 were commercial banks such as Deutsche Bank, and the other 2 were internet-based banks such as Charles Schwab Corporation, the California Electronic Banking Retail Customer, and Yahoo, which is the Silicon Valley company specializing in distribution of information and services over internet. The result was that normal commercial bank had more offices and labor than internet-based financial sector, but comparing the financial commerce that they dealt, there was not much difference in the revenue and financial assets that they dealt. E-commerce became one of the resources that the financial sector considered important and invest. However, many people concerned about security of e-commerce and worries about the information going to other financial sector without any restrictions. Next, it is about distributed ledger technology. The more advantage than e-commerce technology is distributed ledger technology. Distributed ledger technology is a means of transferring payment, clearing, and settling financial products. This technology has 4 characteristics: peer-to-peer networking, distribution data storage, cryptography, and transfer of digital assets. Peer-to-peer evaluation means that financial sectors do not have to get the stock or bond information from center of the resources. Those sectors can get information by deliberately exchanging or get information from other financial sectors. This phenomenon has evolved the concept of permission such as open or closed. Open system means that everyone can see the information and there is no restriction. Closed system means that only the membership members can see the information. Distributed data storage functions as similar as e-commerce. In the aspect of cryptography, the distributed ledger technology made digital signature as so-called private key. This private key is given to the people who have membership permission, and the public key is the crypt that owner already has. These private keys and public keys are made in algorithms and mathematical notations. This cryptography strengthens the notation of ownership in finance market. This would make financial sectors to get the information easily and also secure information easily. However, the Fed had assumed that individual households would not use this technology because this technology is very expensive that individual households would not hold. The Fed had implied that unless there is technology firms that would make distributed ledger technology available by inventing mobile apps, it would be hard for individual households to have this technology. About the Fed and electronic finance, Fed is actually monitoring 600 million transactions and 12.6 trillion worth of financial assets. And Fed is using distributed ledger technology in order to monitor these financial assets and to get stock information. In 2016, Fed has adopted technology from the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, which is one of the global service industry, and Digital Asset Holding, which is one of the software companies that has distributed ledger technology as tool. About Korea and electronic finance. As Korean government starts to support fintech in 2015 and reduce the regulation to e-commerce based financial sectors and electronic financial markets, the amount of traded and dealt electronic financial product has been increased significantly. The amount of transactions and dealt money was increased to 20 to 30% compared to 2014. The amount of traded in 2015 is 109.8 trillion Korean won. Korea's electronic finance has been strategically increasing unless there is special case. In conclusion, the report has discussed the credit rating of digital assets under the criteria of structured finance. And under the category of technology developed finance, the report continued about e-commerce role in financial market and disadvantage of e-commerce, distributed ledger technology in financial market and disadvantage, Fed using ledger technology and current situation of Korean fintech. Fintech has made financial assets to measure and estimate financial index more convenient and more accurate way. However, digital assets, as the report mentioned above, cannot predict due to various ways that it could transform. Even though fintech can predict many financial index, it still has some aspects that cannot predict. And the fintech will continuously develop and further study. Thank you for listening.